Hello, I am Abby Rose. Welcome to Growing with the Roses, where my husband and I, along with my baby daughter, are growing our homestead, including bees. So my father was the expert beekeeper. He has had them for I think 10 plus years and has learned a lot about them. He shared a lot of his wisdom with me in a voice recording that we have, and I do intend to share with you one day once I have the right footage to go with it. Today I want to talk to you just really quickly what he told me to do this spring. So that was what the voice recording was. My father passed away January 30th, and he wanted to help make sure we could be successful with his bees, and so he shared with me some of his wisdom of what to do this spring. And today I am doing some of the first steps. I've actually done this already, I just didn't record it. I did this a week or so ago. That is, I'm feeding the bees. I knew it was time to start feeding the bees because the red maples have started to bloom. Here are some better pictures of what that looks like. That is the first food source for the bees. What I'm feeding the bees is some pollen powder, and also I'm giving them little peppermints. The reason I'm giving them little peppermints is I want to make sure that they like me. Right now I have a few hives that are mad at us. We had to haul them up out of the valley my father used to live in. We got them pretty mad, and so some of them don't like me at all, and I'm trying to make them like me. So I am handing out peppermints. They are right here. I actually started this earlier today and I had on shorts and a t-shirt. I was like, I'm being nice to them. Ain't no way they're gonna sting me. And I got stung on the ear, which I don't know. It's hopefully not, it'll be fine. It doesn't hurt too bad. Really, getting stun's not that bad, but I am gonna go ahead, when I start getting close to their doors, I'm gonna go ahead and put on my veil. And I got on, actually it's my dad's long sleeve shirt, and some Wranglers that will make it where they won't be able to sting me as easily. I do like a hat and veil because they get stuck in my hair and I literally I go crazy because I don't want them stuck in my hair. So we're gonna put this on and we're gonna feed them the peppermints, and I'll also show you where I've fed them the pollen powder. I'm not going to get into them. It's way too windy today. Something I want to mention really quickly about feeding your bees, you can also feed them sugar water mixture. However, my dad said it's really important when you feed them that they have some warm days to help it dry out, because they will actually put the sugar water into their hive directly as if it was honey. And if you get a few cold days or it's too wet, it can mildew, which is really hard for them to clean back up. You don't want to make your bees' lives harder, you want to make them easier. So I'm not going to give them any sugar water because we're about to get 2 really cold days and I think that might make it harder. Instead, I'm going to give them peppermint, and my dad said that they don't actually put the peppermint away, they only eat it. So they'll just eat it directly without putting it away. The pollen powder they also eat, and it doesn't get stored as pollen powder. I do want to mention feeding bees, of course, you want to be careful when you're about to collect honey. Springtime is not when you're about to collect honey. What I'm worried about right now is that my bees stay strong and that we get a lot of splits and swarms in the summertime, which when that time comes, I'm going to talk to you so much more about that. My dad developed a method of letting them swarm in order to help them with varroa, which is the big pest that us beekeepers are facing. The reason swarming helps with varroa mite is because it gives the hive a brood break. There will be a period where the new queen in the hive is not going to be bred, and so she won't lay new eggs. And this will give the rest of the bees time to clean out the hives and get rid of any varroa mites before they have a chance to re-embed themselves into the new brood. In this video, we are working with my father to catch this swarm because, of course, we don't want to lose the bees. We will let them swarm and catch them, or we will drum out a swarm.
I'll explain both of those things in much more details as soon as the time comes.
That is going to be really exciting to share that with you, what he has learned. For now, let's go put these peppermints in their hives. Veil is on. I still have to worry about my hands, but I could keep those safer. It's my hair that once they start coming for it, I can't stop them. There's not as many bees in front of the hive as there were earlier because it is almost dark. I'm gonna go ahead and scoot those in just a little bit so that they can easily be accessed. So peppermint really is just sugar hardened with, these are store-bought, so they have food coloring on them. I actually want to make my own peppermint. It's something I haven't gotten to yet. But the peppermint, we like that because the bees can really smell the peppermint. And so I can bring peppermint essential oil and sugar water with me when I come and take care of them, and I can spray that. And they will associate me with peppermint and being fed and happy, and hopefully they'll like me and they won't sting me. This is also a great opportunity to see which of the hives are still alive or not. So you can see this hive has a lot of bees coming out. They're doing well. This hive over here though, I don't see very many. So we did have a decent number, unfortunately not make it through the winter. But by the time we're done with splits, we'll be able to have the same or more. So, yeah, this is a first action we've done this year, and I'm looking forward to doing a lot more. I'll show you the other thing I did. I did this earlier today before I got stung. I put out some pollen powder.
I put these rocks in the pollen powder so the bees have a place to crawl out and dust and clean off their wings. Otherwise, they can kind of like drown in the pollen powder. That's also why I didn't put too much in the bottom.
They are already back in their hives. It's really windy and getting later in the day, but we're hopeful to make a success out of the bees. We have an extractor. We're gonna have to start getting honey soon. I have lots of friends and family who are excited for it. We are also, definitely not this year, but maybe next year, we're gonna start selling nukes as long as I can take what Dad has taught me and do well with it.